You're on Rescue TV with Shannon Ponton, personal trainer extraordinaire, the #1 fitness expert in Australia, and now on Rescue TV. Thank you for joining us.
It's wonderful to be indoors today.
Yeah.
I'm over the rain.
Over it. So let's get right down to it. Let's talk about the psychology of weight loss. I mean, that's something that's been really huge about the point of difference that you bring to the show and that you bring to your clients. And when we were talking before, you were saying it's all up here. How do you unlock someone's kind of fat mentality?
The behaviour in people is generally the same. And to get the most from them physically, you need to unlock them mentally. So being a personal trainer is pretty rudimentary. You write down on a piece of paper, do 4 sets of 10, 6 sets of 12, rest for 45 seconds. Anyone can follow it.
Okay.
To be a great personal trainer, you've got to understand people, what they're passionate about, what fires them up, and at the end of the day, what's going to allow them to become self-motivated.
I think that that's a really interesting thing because on The Biggest Loser, and one of the, I guess the excuses of weight loss is after the diet or after the program, people revert back to who they are. How do we avoid that? What are your expert tips for, keeping
I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the maintenance phase.
Yes,
so
the
people
maintenance
train
phase.
really hard for 8 weeks or 10 weeks or 12 weeks or whatever they do, and they get to this point and they're really happy. They've reached their goal weight and they look in the mirror and feel fantastic and they go, oh, I've hit my goal weight.
Yeah.
I can go back to my old ways now.
Or
It's
a
not
modified.
going to happen.
Really?
The changes you make when you lose weight and when you get healthy, you need to maintain for the rest of your life. Now, there is no real good news as far as the maintenance phase goes. I weigh 81 kilos and my maintenance phase is 2 hours of training, 6 days a week and 1,800 calories a day every day. That's my maintenance phase. And if I do any less than that, guess what? The body fat starts to creep back on.
So talking about the transition, the mental transition to make a commitment for life to good health, what are some of the simple things, maybe 2 or 3 things that we can start doing in preparation for a lifetime of good health?
Well, I think the first and most important thing is to become accountable and responsible for where you are.
Where you are today?
Right in that moment. So instead of standing up in the mirror and pulling your gut down and going, oh, there's abs down there somewhere. If you're pulling the fat down, there's no abs there. And if you're squeezing into your size 14 jeans, which didn't quite used to fit like this, the dryer hasn't shrunk them.
So
It's time to get real. Those 14s haven't got any smaller. It's what's going in them that's getting bigger. People have to stop living in the past.
Okay.
There's no use saying, oh, I used to be a size 8 or a size 10 and sorry, I'm 14 now. Live in the moment. Take responsibility of where you are and then realise you've got to make some sacrifices to get back to where you want to go. We've become a soft society and people have to harden
We were
up.
laughing about this before. You were talking to us about, the excuses that society allows us to make about our weight and our health. What are some of the big excuses that you love to shut down?
Oh, do you think there's one that I haven't heard? It's
Throw a
baby
few
weight.
in.
I had a very unusual pregnancy. I put on 30 kilos. No, you didn't. You ate too much. People saying, I can't exercise in the morning. Yes, you can. You can exercise whenever you want.
Okay.
People need to stop making excuses. And the answer that I have to that is harden up.
Harden up.
Harden up.
Ladies, harden up. Let me talk to you about another thing that we were talking about, which I found really interesting. You were talking about accountability and you've got a web program that you've launched. This is a new product that you can sign up for. And accountability is the key thing to success there. Can you talk us through this program that you've developed?
Well, it's the way of the future. So many people have been inspired by The Biggest Loser. And I get hundreds of Facebook messages every week saying, Shannon, I'd love you to be my trainer.
Yeah.
So now we have the ability for me to be people's personal trainer. So you sign up for the challenge, you go to shannonchallenge.com, and what you get for that is your daily workout plan tailored specifically for you. It's all done around calorie burn and heart rate. So it doesn't matter how big or how small you are, how fit or unfit, male or female, the program is going to work for you because it's specific to your calorie burn. So you get your daily workouts done.
Okay.
You get a daily menu plan of healthy, nutritious food that's going to keep you full. We get weekly weigh-ins, like The Biggest Loser, which keeps people accountable. And it's wonderful because on a Sunday, Facebook's overloaded with people checking in. Last week, the bloke that won the week lost 7.4 kilos in a week, living a real life.
And is that safe to lose 7.4 kilos in a week? That's a big question that gets asked. What's a safe weight range to lose every week?
Most diets fail because they don't provide results quick enough. That's why people fall off a diet. They say, I've been doing this and that and I haven't seen any change.
Because you do get that, some diets you can try and, for a few weeks you haven't lost weight. So, is there a safe range or is that...
I believe the more weight you lose, sticking at 1,200 calories a day, as long as you're eating 1,200 calories of good quality food every day and training hard, the more weight you lose in a week, the better you are. You drink a lot of water, so it's not going to be fluid water. People can write it off as saying, I've only lost fluid. If you're drinking water, you're not losing fluid. You're losing weight. And we know that every kilo you lose, it doesn't matter how quickly it comes off, that's a kilo further away from a heart attack, further away from diabetes and certain types of cancer you are. And that starts straight away.
Let me talk to you about the weight loss range. I mean, on The Biggest Loser, you're really focusing on people who've got a lot of weight to lose. But a lot of our readers and viewers, maybe they're just struggling with that last 3 kilos. Maybe they're struggling with post-baby weight. Are there any tips that you can give us to get off the couch and get going?
Well, I think the most important thing is that being uncomfortable is not done on pro rata. So if it's 3 kilos or 30 kilos, you feel uncomfortable. Yeah. You know yourself, if you put on a couple of kilos after a holiday or something, you come home and you're asked to go out to a certain function and you put a dress on and it's not quite the way you feel. All night at that function, you're
fiddling with your parent,
and subconsciously it's just eating away. It might be only a little bit, but it's eating away at you. And when you introduce yourself to people, maybe you don't have the same presence that you have when you're feeling fantastic.
Absolutely.
Now, it doesn't matter if it's 3 kilos or 30 kilos, that feeling is the same. And I believe that everybody in this world has the right to feel comfortable and healthy in their skin. So they can go wherever they want and be happy and be the best version of themselves they can. Simple ways to get started. Don't procrastinate, start moving.
Okay, any movement?
Any movement, hun, that's it. People get hung up, they go, Shannon, am I better off to walk half an hour before tea or 3/4 of an hour before breakfast? It doesn't matter, guys. Just get moving.
So I'm going to ask you if a couple of exercise options and you tell me what's better or worse. Pilates or jogging?
Pilates fantastic for realigning your body, core strength and flexibility. Jogging for weight loss.
Yoga or power walk?
Love yoga. I'm doing power living yoga, which is after 20...
Of course he's doing power living yoga. He's not doing Ashtanga, ladies.
After 20 years in the fitness industry and totally neglecting stretching, my body started to fall apart and I realised I might have to try this stretching. So I went to power living yoga, where the entire class, 80% female, laughed and giggled at my lame attempt of flexibility. So I still believe even after 20 years, I've got to get out of my comfort zone as well. And I know that in an overall wellness program, flexibility and yoga, stretching is an incredibly important component. So I guess the answer is it doesn't matter whether it's post-baby weight, whether it's 30 kilos or 3 kilos, eat more and move less, you're going to get fatter.
Yeah.
Change the way you're living your life. Move more. It doesn't matter if it's structured exercise, just get moving. Eat less and you'll start to lose weight. From there, find something you enjoy. Now, exercise can be as varied as from playing tennis to playing bowls to boxing, martial arts to a recreational game of basketball. Dancing, fantastic. Zumba's killing it.
Do you know what? A lot of people get put off by, the idea of sports from school. And I think, if you weren't a great athlete and in a country where, we really pride ourselves on athleticism and being sporty, if you weren't any good, you kind of carry that with you. Oh, I was never good at sports. So I think it's really interesting that you say that we can try anything. Any movement is good movement.
I think that's one of the funniest things. And as adults, the very same people, their kids are coming home from school and going, Mum, I don't really want to go to tennis today. You go, shut up, son, and go to tennis.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. If you get a group of 7-year-olds and ask them who can sing, who can dance, who can paint, and who can run, I guarantee you all 7-year-olds will put their hands up.
That's true.
As adults, we're supposed to progress as we get older. Ask a group of adults who can dance, who can sing, who can paint. You'll be lucky if you get 3 people.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
As an adult, you've got to get out of your comfort zone. It's okay to feel uncomfortable as an adult. It's okay to feel out of your comfort zone. It's okay to feel uncomfortable. Because the more you do that, the more experience you're going to get from life and the better you're going to become even as an adult.
So just to wrap it up, let me ask you, from the experience that you've had with The Biggest Loser, from seeing the really morbidly obese people to training, movie stars who probably got, 500 grams to lose, what are 3 things that people who are watching this video can go home and do as of today?
Firstly, take responsibility for where you are. Jump on the scales, because the scales don't lie. They're not open to perception. I know everybody goes, no, but I don't like it, because it's just a pure number. A scale is just a number. And it's not open to perception, and it's not open to emotion. It's real.
I haven't weighed myself since I was
I know,
pregnant.
it's a frightening thing, isn't it?
It's horrible when you got weighed all the time.
It is. It's a frightening thing, because for like we said, whether it's 2 kilos or 20 kilos, for most people it's there. And a number on a scale is very confronting.
So what after that?
But
So
I think
weigh
if you
yourself?
want to, but if you want to change yourself and you really do make a commitment, you need to get real and experience that discomfort, because that discomfort compared to what's coming up during your training is nothing really. You then need to commit to moving more. So whether you want to walk, you want to run, you want to play tennis, hockey, dance, whatever it is, box, you need to move and find something you like, because you're much more likely to keep it up.
Is there a rule of thumb for how much movement in a day?
As much as you want, that's going to allow you to get the results that you want. You know, if we want rapid weight loss on The Biggest Loser, our contestants train for 3 hours a day. I like weight maintenance and I like to stay in top shape. So for me, it's 1.5 to 2 hours a day every day. And that's what it takes. So it's a really personal thing.
Okay.
But the most beautiful thing with exercise is you're the only one who reaps the rewards from it. It's a really personal thing. The more you put into your exercise and the better you are with the diet, the better you are as a person. I reckon at the end of the day, it's the ultimate act of self-indulgence.
Well, that's a really nice way of putting it. And what about food and water? Any tips there?
Well, that's the final point. So take accountability for where you are, get moving, preferably something you like,
Yep.
and finally, get your food under control. The bloody thing with food is it just tastes so good, doesn't it?
Can do.
It just tastes so good. And it's always a temptation. With exercise, if you train your guts out and do a really hardcore session, you have total exercise satisfaction for 24 hours. I trained so hard this morning, I don't even have to think about it till tomorrow. As soon as you finish your meal,
Yeah.
hunger pains start, the taste buds start talking to your brain, and it's time to get moving. What are we going to have next? No matter how much you've eaten. So people have to change the way that they eat. Less processed food, less starchy carbs, so things like bread, white rice and potato.
Yep.
Higher protein, so things like meat, fish, chicken, egg and dairy.
Yep.
And stay away from sugars. So sugars can be sneaky. This time of year we live in a tropical country. Summer, beautiful mangoes, pineapples. You don't want to be eating those things at night, because they're going to go straight to your ass.
Did you hear that? Mangoes and pineapples.
They didn't hear that,
straight
but
to
they,
your arse.
I said,
I can say it. You know it. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be tuning in, and tell us where we can purchase some of your kits and these fantastic. You told us the website to say it
Yeah,
again?
they've got 3 great things out at the moment. The book's out.
Yes.
And
yes,
of course, the book's
bestseller.
called Harden Up.
Of course it is.
So that's going to give you the insight to get your head right, to get your training, to get your nutrition right, and then
This
finally give you
is
the
your
tools you need to
wake-up
keep it up.
call.
Yes, now there's
Okay.
no excuses. The online personal training, shannonchallenge.com. 8 weeks of personal training for $150, probably the best money you'll ever spend. Recipes, diets, nutrition, and accountability.
Oh gosh. And third?
And we've got the Express Rapid Weight Loss Kit. For people that don't like reading, or they've got an aversion to taking that much time out, it's a set of 6 DVDs that explains all the good living
The
messages that you need.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. We needed, it's February. We need a little kick in the butt.
Oh yeah, Christmas time's so good for business. I love it. Everybody gets fattened up over Christmas. It ensures a happy time for personal trainers.
It's funny because I was talking to a weight loss company and they said, we don't launch new products until The Biggest Loser comes on TV because everyone is suddenly focused on losing weight. You've really changed the way people look at weight loss. Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure, thanks so much.
Thank you.